Hi, I'm Heyzeus, and this video is going to look at the effect that Valve's 7-day trade hold has had on third-party sites, and why this is a bad thing for the CSGO economy, notwithstanding the issues associated with some of these businesses. Just to cheer things up at the end, we'll also look at some items that have been doing well despite all the uncertainty in the economy, and we'll discuss why they might have passed through the storm seemingly unaffected. Also, before I start, I'm doing a factory new AWP Hyperbeast giveaway. You won't be waiting 7 days to get it, it's already tradable. So if you're interested, make sure you enter via the link in the description below. For anyone who is new to this topic, Valve has introduced a 7-day cooldown period for any item in Counter-Strike that's traded. The stated purpose was to try and disrupt various scam and fraud operations that rely on being able to trade items instantly, and perhaps it will, but a large part of the legitimate business in the CSGO economy is very negatively affected by there being this trade hold, so it's caused quite a lot of collateral damage. First of all, we're going to look at the effect this has had on OP skins. It's not been good. If we look at the AWP Asimov, as you can see, volumes just collapsed as soon as the trade ban came in, and they haven't recovered. They're at about 20% of what they were at before the trade hold was introduced. If we look at the AK Redline, it's even worse. They're at about 15% of what they were at before the trade hold was introduced. And I'm talking about volume here. The price has actually been almost completely unaffected, and that tells you it's not just that people aren't buying these on OP skins, people aren't listing them to try and sell them. That's very interesting when we look at what's happening with PUBG items as well. If we go to, say, the leather hoodie, this is just a random item I've selected, you can see its volume skyrocketed since the trade hold was introduced. If you go to the early bird case key, you look at its volume, it's exactly the same thing. And I think the explanation for this is fairly obvious. A lot of gambling sites have switched to using PUBG stuff rather than CSGO stuff. Obviously, Valve is trying to root these sites out, but I think it is a bit like trying to wipe out cockroaches with a nuke. It's just not going to work, and obviously in the process, this nuke's gone off and irradiated the entire trading community, so well done, Valve. As for the long-term implications of this collapse in volume on OP skins, it's going to reduce the ability of people to cash out CSGO skins. It's not going to be catastrophic. Obviously, the CSGO economy predates OP skins by a couple of years, so it's existed without OP skins, but I think this is ultimately going to lead to a decrease in skin prices, skin volume, and general interest in CSGO. So the next area of rank devastation is trading sites. As you can imagine, this update was horrible for their business models because they basically rely on this rapid turnover of skins, and as a result, a lot of them have taken a really massive hit as well. Some have actually stopped trading CSGO skins altogether for the time being. I thought I'd begin with CS Money, which is generally considered to be the biggest of the trading sites. Obviously quite a controversial site as well, but if anyone is going to come through this intact, it's probably going to be them. I had a look on their website a couple of days after the trade hold was introduced, and it was pretty barren. It was only really expensive stuff like guns with Katowice 2014 stickers and really high-end knives that were left available on the bots to be traded for. Well, that and these P250s that someone had manipulated the price of and dumped on the bots. But either way, it was all expensive stuff. Now, that initial trade ban has run out, and it does seem like the site has become a bit more functional. A lot of the cheaper skins that I'd normally get off here when I look for trade-up inputs are back. For example, there's Ruby Poison Darts, MP7 Nemesises, Mac 10 Last Dives, but there definitely is less stuff altogether than there used to be, and I say that as someone who's used their site a lot to get inputs for trade-ups, and I would suggest based on that overall their business is functional, but it's probably taken a huge hit. Now, I also looked at other trading sites, and of the ones I looked at, Loot Farm is up and running fine, although it's definitely taken a hit as well. Trade Skins Fast won't let you deposit, only withdraw, although they promise they'll be re-enabling depositing at some point in the future. Swap.gg says a similar thing. Tradeit.gg has locked off all CSGO items, you can't deposit them. They may have made a statement on this somewhere, but I couldn't find it. CS Offer Me is completely out of service because of the update, and CSGO Trade Me, error 521 on my ass. that may be unrelated, but I have a feeling it might not be. So all in all, these sites have taken a huge hit, and that makes sense because to make a profit with these sites, you want, your whole inventory being turned over multiple times per day, and this completely ruins that. In the long run, we might not see these sites completely go away, particularly if they're trading items in other games like PUBG, but they're going to be seeing a lot less volume in CSGO skins, and it's going to be miles less lucrative. So the long run implications for this sort of business model are terrible. Now, in terms of what that's going to mean for the economy going forward, well, I think these sites provide a great service to the CSGO economy. They create liquidity by allowing people to convert skins into other skins very quickly. They create price stability. These are things that encourage people to buy and own CSGO skins because it means they can feel confident that the value of their item won't suddenly collapse, and because if they want a different weapon, they have a way of getting it in an instant, and people buying and owning CSGO skins is what gives them their value and makes the economy function, and this update has ruined that. Once again, this isn't the death knell of skins. The skins economy has existed without these sites before, it can exist without these sites again. But in my opinion, it is a major step backwards. And look, I realise not everyone shares my view that these sites are a good thing. I know there are people that disagree, but that is my view on trading sites. I think they help the average user rather than harm them, and the damage that they've suffered from this is going to be damage felt by the entire economy. Also, a closing note on trading sites. CS Money has recently introduced about 600 new trading bots to try and help cope with this problem, but I doubt this is going to be particularly viable for a lot of smaller trading sites. I think you would need a certain amount of volume for this to work. So the net result may be that there will only be a few large players left in the trade site market, at least for CSGO skins. Looking into the future, I also think this trade update is going to end a lot of the innovation surrounding CSGO skins. Now, when I talk about innovation, I mean stuff like using skins as currency for betting and gambling sites, trading sites, things like cash out sites, OP skins, bit skins, and also stuff like the skin renting sites, which are starting to become a thing. All of these business models have been based around the CSGO trading function. And sure, there's been some unethical stuff associated with this, and the trade hold doesn't necessarily prevent all of these sites from functioning, but I think it will deter people from coming up with new ideas about things to do with skins and investing time and money into implementing those ideas. And the emergence of all these third-party skin sites, fully acknowledging all the ethical issues that there's been, not naming any names, has been good for the game and good for the economy associated with the game. But without additional innovation in the future, I think the future is going to have a lot more stagnation and a lot less growth. The only innovation sector that's probably going to remain will be scammers. Obviously though, for all these problems, this trade ban has been disruptive for gambling sites, and I know a lot of people would like to see them out of the community. And we've seen that there's been a move away from CSGO items as currency on these sites towards PUBG items, so the question has to be asked, was it worth it? I'm not going to pass judgment on that, but I am going to stick this image here and let people come to their own conclusions. So I did say that there was stuff that has been doing okay after all this doom and gloom, and I will deliver on this. One thing that I've noticed has passed through without any real problems are actually the Boston team stickers. They all took a hit when the announcement was made, but within a couple of days every single one had recovered, and many of them simply resumed going up. Space Soldiers has continued to climb, pushing as high as 70 cents at some points. Australis has kept going up, it's now comfortably above 40 cents and has been even pushing 50. Cloud9 is now comfortably back above 40 cents, and Liquid has kept going up. It was at about 30 before the trade hold was introduced. It's at about 35 cents now. I think what's probably happened here is a whole bunch of investors dumped their inventories full of Boston stickers, and a lot of these stickers were bought by casual players who stuck them on guns. And naturally, because there's a lot less of these stickers around now, the prices shot up in response. It's hard to know for certain whether that's right or not, but either way, they have been going up, and it might not be the brightest ray of sunshine, but at least it is a ray of sunshine. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I'll have more updates on this topic as they develop. Also, don't forget to enter in that giveaway. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your gut. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.